One of the terms that gets overlooked, that's actually quite often talked about, is this group of people called al-musrifin. In simple language, it means someone who goes overboard or someone who is excessive. And it's actually one of the ways in which the Pharaoh is described. It's described in the Quran, إِنَّ الْمُسْرِفِينَ هُمْ أَصْحَابُ النَّارِ. Those are the people of fire. So it's a pretty serious word, the people that go into excess. But there are degrees of excess. Allah Azza wa Jal reminds us, لَا تُطِيعُوا أَمْرَ الْمُسْرِفِينَ. On the tongue of a previous prophet, Allah said, don't follow the way and the decisions and the lifestyle of those who go in excess. So the idea of being excessive is actually a very powerfully condemned idea. This is important because our religion, at the heart of it, is balance. Allah Azza wa Jal describes the skies and He says, وَالسَّمَاءَ رَفَعَهَا وَوَضَعَ الْمِيزَانِ أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ. He says He elevated the sky and He put a scale in it, a balance in it. Which means that the earth and the moon and the sun and everything is in a position, they're balanced, the day is balanced with the night. All the heavenly bodies have a place and a position where they're supposed to be. كُلٌّ فِي فَلَكٍ يَسْبَحُونَ. This is the way Allah likes things to be in harmony and balance. Things that are small and big, pitted against each other and weighed against each other and rotating, and each of them performing a role. And when Allah says that in Surah Al-Rahman, He adds, أَلَّا تَطْغَوْا فِي الْمِيزَانِ. So you don't violate the scales. Simple translation. So you don't go overboard or excess in the scales. Meaning, just like Allah put the entire skies in order and in some sort of a harmony and balance, we're supposed to have balance in the way we do business, in the way we conduct ourselves, in our thoughts, etc., etc. And there is a possibility of excess. The word israf essentially means to go over what is necessary, to go beyond what is necessary. So, to keep things simple, if you are hungry, especially now that Ramadan is over, before Ramadan was over, if you're getting close to iftar time, then you are so hungry that you keep putting stuff in your plate, and at that time you're very convinced that you're going to destroy everything, but about 25% of the way through your plate, you're full. So you put more in there than you were ever going to eat, and that's because you're suffering from israf. You're going over what you need because you're compensating for the feeling that you have. Silly examples of israf can be israf in food, which is very common, is, people go to weddings or invitations and they go to these things and there's a line for food, right? Everybody's getting their plate filled up and you get to the chicken. You like chicken legs more than anything else. So you collect all the chickens. You're looking at the guy behind you. He might get some. If I come back for seconds, they might not be here. So you get enough chickens to start a restaurant of your own in your plate. But you do that because you're suffering from israf. You're not going to eat all of that. You take more than what you need. So israf can be in food. Those are easy examples. And it's not just putting more on your plate that you're going to eat, but eating more than you need to. Eating actually more than you need. You're already full, you're still stuffing your face. Or you're still getting the munchies all the time. You're constantly just consuming and consuming and consuming and consuming. Or even within food, eating things that you're not supposed to be eating more than you should. Like, okay, sugar is a necessary part of the body's functions. Your carbs are a necessary part of the body's functions. But everything is in a balance. And if you go overboard and say, I just keep eating candy or keep eating sweets, Allah teaches us His natural order of things. If you eat things out of order or you excess in one ingredient over the other, your body is going to suffer. Your health is going to suffer. And you may not see the effects of it right away, but maybe 10 years from now, if you're going into the hospital because you have diabetes or heart issues, that's because you had israf. So what israf does is it brings a lot of negative consequences into a person's life.
فعاش القلب إخلاصا وصرت تحوم كالطير تحلق في ثقافات وتنهل من ربى. تذكر يوما كنت تعانق دمعة الفكر تناجي الله في صبر